write your own story course pattern. One where you instill discipline and you actually feel good about having that treat because it's not a daily habit. Now I want you to see yourself continuing this habit over and over again. Look at it compounding at its worst. Imagine all the guilt, make it bigger, bigger, bigger. All that guilt, all that shame, make it bigger, 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 make it a bigger picture. And then I want you to see the other picture in the corner of that picture. This is the picture of you on the Write Your Own Story course. You implementing the new habits. You being on the course with me. You going through all of these habits with me. Breaking these addictions, overcoming them. And I want you to see that picture going whoosh. And then I want you to see it again. I want you to see the guilt. All that guilt associated with eating the wrong food. You went down a rabbit hole. You kept smashing pizza. You don't know why. You're addicted to it. But then you see this other picture where you are having one pizza once a month after celebrating losing a stone in weight. You can treat yourself. You can see this picture. The pizza actually tastes good. You make it bigger, whoosh. And then I want you to see it again. Whatever food group that is, that pizza that you smashed, you went down that rabbit hole, you don't know why, and you're trying to break this addiction. Why is it holding over you? Realize it's just a feeling of feel-good endorphins. You associated the feel-good endorphins, but it went to guilt because you overdid it. But over here, you have feel-good endorphins of going to the gym, rewarding yourself, working with me on the Write Your Own Story course. You see yourself enjoying that pizza with your friends. It's feeling good because you're with family, you're with friends, you're with a loved one. Make that picture bigger, bigger, bigger. Whoosh! And I want you to see it again. I want you to see this picture on the right now, replacing that picture on the left. You no longer have guilt about your treat. You can have a treat once every couple of weeks, once a month. You can be strong, you can be healthy, and you can still have a little bit of what you want. You can zig and you can zag occasionally, but you're not going to go off track every time. And you're now on the Write Your New Story course fork in the road, the one where you do 80% good and you can have 20% of a treat, the 80-20 rule. You see that picture, you see yourself working with me, the coach of immunity for the community, breaking down all these addictions, breaking down all of these barriers, changing your relationship with food. Whoosh! And I want you to see it again. I want you to see your relationship with food changing. You no longer are holden. You no longer are beholden by your relationship with food. You no longer have guilt about having a treat. You no longer feel this way when you go on a holiday. When you go on a holiday, you enjoy what you want, and then you go back on it. You go back right to it with the coach of immunity for the community. You go right back to it with me, Emil, the coach of immunity for the community. You see yourself coming back in the gym, having the one-to-one consultation, slowly burning off the pounds, feeling good about the times that you had there, and enjoying your holiday, and letting go of it, and then coming back. Whoosh! And I want you to see it again. Your relationship with food has now changed. You have balance. You can work hard. You can eat healthy 6 days a week and have one treat once a week. It's okay. You have balance. By that simple math of you being good 6 out of 7 times, you can have one treat 1 out of 7 days, and it's okay. And if you're really strict, you can do it once a month. But it depends, because as soon as you start seeing results on my course, you're not going to want to have it every day or every week. See that picture of you having balance, you enjoying your treat, but not getting taken over by it, you not going down a rabbit hole, you not getting addicted. In fact, you are in feel-good endorphins. You have good associations with food. You see yourself eating the same things that I'm eating. You see yourself in calorific deficit. You see yourself in health. You see yourself being happier, having a glow, feeling stronger, building the muscle. You're no longer beholden to the junk food. You no longer want this on a daily basis because you now see and feel how crappy it makes you feel, how much it makes you go down, how it robs you of energy. But this course equips you with the tools to give you energy. See that picture. See yourself with bright energy, showing up to your work, being happy, communicating with people, feeling happy, feeling good with your friends, going for that treat once in a month with your friends, going for that treat with your family once a month with your friends, and you can burn it off because you're not holding the guilt. You're not doing this on a daily basis anymore. It's not something you wake up thinking about. You no longer wake up thinking about this like it's an addiction. You have let go of this addiction, and you come through, you break through, whoosh, and now you are the energy. You are the energy of gratitude, of joy. Now you associate those new feelings of every time you enjoy a nice dish, a treat on your holiday. It's a feel-good moment. But just because it's a feel-good moment, it's because you are happy. You're experiencing something new and you have variety. Now Tony Robbins says, too much certainty creates boredom. Too much certainty makes you actually go down as a person. So you do need a bit of variety. It's okay to have one treat. It's okay as long as you don't have a whole cake. You can have a slice of cake when you're at Costa. That's enough. You don't need an entire cake. You don't need lots of pizza. Once in a while is okay. You've changed your relationship with food. You can confidently go into Costa once a month and have a coffee and have a slice of cake or a cookie, but you won't have a pack. Now you see this picture. You're strong, you're healthy, your body is in calorific deficit, and you're building muscle. And that resting muscle mass burns all the fat off. And you're no longer beholden by your negative relationship with food, because now you have a positive wiring to food. You look at food as energy, because it is. You look at all this good food as good energy. And you see Emil, the coach of Immunity for the Community, being so successful because he's vegetarian. Now, if you're not quite ready to make that leap and become vegetarian, that's okay. But understand, the more vegetables you consume, the more water-rich your diet is, the more energy you have. Therefore, the less carbohydrates you're eating, the more energy you're going to have, because it's not going to store as fat, and it's not going to sit on your body, and you're not going to be in a cycle of constantly gaining weight and wondering why. It's because you've changed your wiring to associate yourself to a good relationship with food. And I want you to see that picture now of you on the Write Your Own Story course. I want you to see that picture of me. I want you to see yourself in the same pose. Guard up, strong, happy, healthy, balance. Anil has a treat every so often with his friends. Gav, Marcus, Sanit, Zubair, Andy, everybody he knows. His family, his cousins, but he's back on it come Monday morning. And it's not a burden, because he is managing his energy. And with all these good practices of mindfulness, so can I, so can you. I want you to see that picture. I want you to see yourself having lost all of that weight. And now you've lost the weight of the guilt associated to your relationship with food. You now see food as energy. You do not see food as a destination that you always have to go. You see it as energy to your goal, energy to your day, energy to your feelings. And now you do not eat your feelings. You merely consume to get more energy. And you can see now that your relationship with food is positive. See yourself vibrant and happy, free, with balance, and having that occasional treat and being okay. Take 3 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly come back. Take your time and open your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me you did not feel different from that meditation. Tell me you didn't feel a difference from that guided meditation of how you can change your relationship with food now to manifest positive outcomes in the future. This is only a portion of what you will experience in the Write Your Own Story course. The reason why I made this podcast today is because I came off of an amazing holiday in Barcelona. And yeah, I had a treat. I had some Catalan truffles. I went all the way to the new camp. I went to Park Güell and enjoyed myself. I skipped lunch altogether because I was on a mission to see as many attractions as possible. I went to the vegan junk food bar when I landed in my flight in Barcelona last Saturday. I went right there. I was so hungry because I burnt through all of my food, and I enjoyed 2 plates of vegan junk food bar food, right? I enjoyed a vegan burger and some smiley fries, and then I had some veggie loaded chicken fries. And then I went to the club and partied, and I went the next day to Barcelona, to the new camp, to Park Güell. Then after Park Güell, I went to La Sagrada Familia. All my Spanish people on this podcast, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Sagrada Familia, shout out to them. There's a beautiful church on the inside, amazing architecture. And then I enjoyed Spanish tapas. Now, I could have been limited about that. I could have been very tight about it, and I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. But the problem is, like Tony Robbins says, when you have too much certainty, it creates rigidity. It creates boredom. It makes you less. What we're doing on this course is we're granting you balance. I'm going to bless you with tools just like this so that you have balance. So the next time you go on a holiday, you're not going to feel that guilt about weighing in a bit heavier. I just come off my holiday, I'm 2 pounds heavier. Now, why am I only 2 pounds heavier? Because I got mostly muscle mass and I was running around and I'm in a good calorific deficit. But I'm not beating myself up about it, and you shouldn't either. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to figure out how you can change your relationship with food and how you can write your new story in so many ways, write a new story about everything when it comes to fitness, health, wellness, mindfulness, being a man, you need to join the Write Your Own Story courses courtesy of Immunity for the Community. Sign up now and get 5% off the Write Your Own Story course on iforcommunity.com. I'm going to drop the link below. As I would say, everybody, channel your inner Rocky. I hope this has been an amazing podcast for you. Be on the lookout for even more workouts this week. I'm back on the boxing. And as I would say, everybody, channel your inner Rocky. See you later on. Have an amazing week ahead. Peace out.